they'll lynch you. But he did, and he laughs.
Everybody, us on the West Ham Network. Hope you're safe and well. Happy Wednesday. Yes, it is Wednesday. These bank holidays, you love them, but they screw up my week. Bin days tomorrow. So, yes, day on. Anyway, happy Wednesday. It's a wet Wednesday. It's going to be wet all week, basically, including tomorrow for the Europa Conference League semi-final clash, first leg against AZ Alkmaar. That's what we're going to talk about today. We'll have the press conference where Moisey and one of the first teamers will be taking questions from journalists, which will Anton will provide a synopsis of later on this afternoon. But there's a few players, a bit of early team news I thought we'll bring to you about players who aren't going to be available, who we won't likely see for the clash. Let's start with our the Hammers. Let's start with the Hammers. Obviously, we'll be out without three first teamers for sure. Obviously, Gianluca Scamacca, we're aware, is obviously not going to be here for the rest of the season, having obviously had his knee surgery. Hopefully, we'll see him back in a West Ham shirt. I bloody well hope so, because he's a good player. But obviously, he's ruled out for the rest of the season. Kurt Zuma, for those of you who watched Tunnel Cam on the West Ham official YouTube channel, you might have seen him walking around pre-match and after the game. Wouldn't say even hobbling too much, but I think tomorrow will be too soon for him. Maybe the Leeds game potentially could be when we could see him back. Moisey hasn't given a time frame on when Kurt will be available for selection because he's a quick healer. But sort of 3 to 4 weeks were sort of the prognosis, talking to experts about his issue. So yeah, I reckon we're probably more likely to see him potentially for maybe the Leeds game. Another player I think you won't see maybe until the Leeds game is Vladimir Sufal. Obviously, he was featured. He was walking around pitch side pre-match in a fetching white top and washed blue jeans. Again, not really hobbling too much, which is a good sign. So I think with the performance of Tilo Kehrer on Sunday, I don't think it'd be too much of a rush to get him back just yet, but I imagine he'll be back in time, maybe for the Leeds game, and definitely in terms of Leicester, and hopefully for the final. At his old home ground. One player we know will not be featuring for AZ Alkmaar is their key left back, Milos Kerkez. He won't be available for the first leg of the semi-final clash because he is suspended. The 19-year-old Hungarian international has been a regular for the Dutch side, playing in all 16 matches in their Europa League conference run, and starting in 15 of them. He's made 48 appearances in all competitions this season, scoring 5 goals and adding 8 assists, and he's not someone we will have to worry about for the first leg. He was booked in the second leg of the quarterfinal win against Anderlecht, which they won 2-0 on the night, and obviously then went through on penalties after extra time. UEFA competition laws state any player receiving 3 yellow cards between the start of the group stages and the end of the quarterfinals will be handed a 1-match ban. Therefore, he is banned for tomorrow night's game, but he'll be back in contention for the return leg next Thursday. Obviously, we had a similar situation with Flynn Downs, who missed the second leg romp over the Cypriot side AEK Larnaca in the quarterfinals, in the last 16 rather, having picked up a suspension of his own for 3 yellow cards. No players now can receive suspensions for yellow cards in the competition semi-finals. Only red cards count. So we will, as long as you don't get sent off, we're all right. We're okay, Mr. Cresswell. I'm looking at you. Another little tidbit of information, little story that's come out in terms of AZ Alkmaar. That actually on Saturday in a 0-0 draw away to Ajax. So obviously we won. I'm looking at this team. I wouldn't say they rested too many players. They didn't have a 10-day gap between their previous 2 league games, but obviously then played on Saturday, so we played on the Sunday. But AZ Alkmaar defender Sam Bukemin will fulfill a dream this week as he prepares to take on David Moyes' side in the semi-finals. He basically has said West Ham are his favourite club. He's been outstanding for them as well. He's started 8 of AZ Alkmaar's 10 Conference League games so far. And he missed the round of 16 due to being injured. And he'll be tasked with standing in the way of Mikel Antonio. But he was quoted in saying, West Ham coincidentally have been my favourite club in England for a long time. I know the club song. And so it will be very beautiful, a special match. Looking forward to it. Sometimes I don't think about it, but if you see where I came from, you dream of these kind of matches. So, yes, so he'll be singing the song as well as 60,000 others. So that'll be good. Anyway, as I said, we'll have the press conference. That'll be a bit later on today. And then tomorrow, we'll obviously have the morning show where Holly's going to give us 10 things you didn't know about AZ Alkmaar in preparation for the game on Thursday. Then we'll be doing the lunchtime late lunch with myself and Anton outside the London Stadium, which will be nice. It'll be a little bit later than normal. Then we'll have the starting 11 show. And obviously then afterwards, myself and Anton will be outside the grounds giving our thoughts about hopefully a thumping win for the boys. But yeah, we'll wait to cross that bridge. But thank you very much. As I said, a little quick show just to give you a little bit of tidbit of information in terms of Milos, who won't be appearing for AZ. And obviously he's a critical player for them because as I said, he's got a lot of goals and a lot of assists. You know, a young Aaron Cresswell, some may say. So he'll be a bit of a miss to them, particularly because they play in a 4-2-3-1 formation as well. So that left back is pretty crucial for them. So obviously they'll be putting their replacement left back in. I think we'll have a similar team to what we played against Arsenal, but no spoilers. But that'll be pretty much the starting lineup show, unless Moisey drops a bomb on us all in terms of any team news for the press conference, which is very unlikely to do, in all honesty, to be fair. But keep an eye on the channel. Also, I did a show on when was the show? It was a rant I did last week about modern football. We're gonna. I've got a prize for the best West Ham player spot. So watch the video. Watch me rant for 15 minutes. Please put your most random West Ham situation seeing a West Ham player. Keep it clean. And the winner will win a match, will win a West Ham signed football from the first team squads. But we'll be closing that over the weekend. So get involved with that. And then that's it. Take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay lucky, stay humble, stay dry, keep the faith. Come, you irons, and I'll see you later.